What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back with the Box Clinic. Y'all know what it is. Shout out to the LDBC. Shout out to the YTBC. We all working. One time for the one time, man. And we back. Back in the building. And bringing you the Javier Fortuna. Robert Easter Jr. Javier Fortuna breakdown and prediction. If you was wondering, that's Miles, my lab. But should be an excellent fight. I just got done breaking down film. I still actually had a Shavakov and Robert Easter Jr. fight still in rotation right now on my screen. And say this, man, I like Robert Easter Jr. the more and more I see him. And what people don't understand is about Robert Easter Jr. is he's still in the developmental stages. He ain't about billions. And he, even though he's a champion, he's still continuing to get better. And I think he has a lot more potential to unlock, in my opinion. But a lot of people just haters of him because he's rubbing shoulders with Adrian Broner. He's on about billions. But he's a special talent, and let's get into it. We talk about the strengths of Javier Fortuna. Javier Fortuna's greatest strength is probably his athletic ability and being awkward. That's the best thing that he brings to the table is awkwardness. Unorthodox punching, wide punching. He's from the Dominican Republic. He's a southpaw. Robert Jr. just fought a southpaw and then a Shavakov, so he does have some experience with fighting southpaws. And Fortuna is a special type of cat. He's from the Dominican Republic. He has his own flavor and his own style to his game, and he jumps in well and punches, and he jumps in at will, and that's a bad habit when you mix in the fact that he don't bring his hands back home. Him not bringing his hands back home is definitely going to be a critical key in his fighting, and one of the reasons why I'm picking the fight the way they end like I am, which I'll get to in a minute or two. But his speed, his athletic ability, his footwork is pretty good. He jumps in with his punches. He's unorthodox. He's aggressive. He's a go-getter. So those are all strengths. You know what I'm saying? He has experience. He has 22, 23 knockouts. He lost once with like 30 fights and one draw. He did get knocked out by Jason Sosa, and he was up on all three scorecards. But when you fight in the manner of him and that Jerizo Corrales kid who just lost his belt, when you fight using your reflexes and you don't have any technique similar to like Gamboa, and once you get time or your athletic ability drops and you lose a millisecond, I mean, that can happen. Hopefully he learned from that, but it didn't like he learned from that. Just watch the Omar Douglas fight. I'd already seen that fight. He has had 4 fights at lightweight. If you wondering how is he worthy of this fight, well, he had 4 fights at lightweight. All guys had good records. He had 2 decisions and 2 knockouts, 1 early knockout as well. Look at Robert Easter Jr. I mean, his biggest strength is everybody gonna say that his physical gifts at lightweight being 6 feet at 135 with long reach. But to say that is not only is he tall, he's very, very coordinated. He's very, very balanced. He got good footwork. He moves his hands. He's an amazing athlete. He got some good power at that, and he has versatility. A lot of people look at the fight that fighting in Shavakov like, oh, he should have used his height. He should have used his height. But this kid showed that he can, outbank a guy on the inside. Who I'm watching this still right now, who was made, short 5'4", 5'5", and Shavakov, who's several inches shorter than him, who's made to fight on the inside. And Robert Jr. showed that he wasn't backing down on the inside. He could have kept with the jab and sticking the jab down his throat and fighting him, but he chose to be undisciplined, which we'll get to in a minute, and banging out with the guy. He showed an amazing chin, and Shavakov showed an amazing chin. I'm trying to tell you, a lot of guys out here ain't going to have the chin and the fortitude that Shavakov had to take the punishment from Robert Jr. And a lot of guys ain't going to take the punishment that Robert Jr. took from Shavakov, which was a tough fight. Both guys came in tip-top condition. And but that's what it is. Talking about the weakness for Robert Jr., obviously experience is still a weakness on this top level. He still continue to fight top guys. Like the undisciplined nature we spoke on. He has to learn to use his height, a lot more instead of getting caught up in these wars with these guys. Control distance. And it's hard to control distance versus a swarmer. A swarmer always troubles boxers because boxers love to have the timing, the distance, and the comfort of fighting at the distance they want to fight at. So if you can make a boxer, you can throw off the timing and the distance and make him work for that. Historically, swarmers and pressure fighters have bothered boxers, and anybody will tell you that who knows anything about boxing. And Shavakov did that. Shavakov made him fight his fight. And a guy with long arms like E Bunny, you didn't think he would be able to bang on the inside with Dennis Shavakov. No way. But he did. And he showed his versatility. And he showed that he's been working on his inside and his outside game. But what else is a weakness for him? That's pretty much it for him. Experience and learn how to fight. And continue to be disciplined and fight his fight. And lose his height. That's what it is for Fortuna. Technique. He don't bring his hands back home. He jumps in at will and he can be caught. Don't have the best defense. He's very, very aggressive with a lack of defense, a lack of technique of bringing his hands back home. And pretty much that's it for him. And he's been dropped, the jaw, because it ain't that his jaw is the weakest, it ain't the strongest. When you jump in and don't, have no defensive techniques and you jump in and get caught, that's what happened. The punch that you don't see is the punch that hurt and put you out the best. But strategically for Javier Fortuna, he needs to this fight. He needs to jump in with those to close the distance on Robert Richard Jr. He needs that. He needs to jump in with those wide hooks and that type of stuff to get Robert Richard Jr.'s attention to get inside. And Richard Jr. will let you get inside. And once he get inside, he got to continue to stay there and work. This is a little bit different from what he used to do. He usually jump in and spin on out. He needs to jump in and stay there and work the body. Let his hands go. Tie up, spin out. Try to stay close, but if the referee breaks you, do it again. And he needs to jump in with those cat-like reflexes that he does have. And that's going to be very important, for him to defeat Robert Richard Jr. Meanwhile, battle with a jab. Try to take away Robert Richard Jr.'s jab and try to make him, come to you and fight your fight and give up his height like Dennis Shavakov did. But the problem with that is a lot of people don't have the jaw that Shavakov did. To come inside versus Robert Richard Jr., you're going to have to take some blows. And Javier Fortuna can kind of roll that off with jumping in and trying to stay there in distance with his wild and unorthodox hooks and his speed and power. He's promised to knock out Robert Richard Jr. And that's what he had to do. He had to use that. His awkwardness is going to work for him in this fight. But if he don't bring his hands back home, or cover up or stay in a safe haven at the right distance, he get caught jumping in, he going to get knocked out. And Robert Richard Jr. has basically used that jab, bait him to come in, kind of double the jab up, single the jab up, feint the jab a little bit. And then when Javier Fortuna jumps in with that wild jump, step to the side. Let the uppercut go. Let a left hook go. Let a right hook go. Or right down the middle. You will catch him. And he had an opportunity to knock this guy out. But his awkwardness is going to be dangerous. For Robert Jr. early on, he would punch. He's about 5'6". He's a little bit taller than Shavakov, so he will be punching up at Robert Jr. And that kind of works for him because he loves to throw those wild hooks, those awkward angles. So he's going to have to keep them air muscles on, move his head like he does. I think the right, the left hook, the right straight right hand versus southpaw. That's what's probably gonna do it. You throw a couple right hands, a little off speed, not a right hand, and knock them out immediately. Keep throwing them, and then hit him with the big right hand. Put the mustard behind him when you got his tendencies and you got him time down pack. And then you can put them right and left hooks and an uppercut. Honestly, I think it's gonna be a straight right hand, either a left hook or uppercut that knocks out Javier Fortuna. I expect Richard Jr. to knock out Javier Fortuna in the 8th round. I just think his unorthodox jumping in and jumping back out with his hands down, Richard Jr. is gonna be able to time him and hurt him. I'm a big fan of Robert Richard Jr.'s, but I'm just calling this fight how I see it, and I see a lot of potential in him to be a great fighter. And a lot of people don't see it, but I do see it. It's a learning experience. He's still learning. But people talk about, Mikey Garcia, and this guy and that guy. But who at 135 going to take that punishment that Shavakov took, that Kami took? A lot of guys ain't built like that. Just because you say they're a superior fighter in this video, don't mean they got the chin. A lot of people thought Rick and Dow was about that life, but he checked out. Guy, just because you're an upper echelon fighter, don't mean you got a better chin than a guy like Shavakov. Don't mean you ain't got no quit in you. Like Shavakov ain't no quit in you. You'll be surprised at the guys that are quit who can't take the pain threshold. But it's the Boxing Clinic. We gone, and I'll show y'all guys Miles for a minute, man. That's Miles. Sleep. But it's my new lab. He chilling with me. But we gone.